it's just some short-range systems. Stay here, you need to pull out a little bit. Okay, there's just a massive amount of fire coming to Tel Aviv right now. You need to get ready to pull it off the sticks. Get off the sticks. All right, let's go. Time to go. Okay. Guys, come on, everyone move. Everyone move now. Stay with us, stay with us. Pick up the gear. Let's go.
Nakakagulat ang mga nangyari kamakailan. Sumagot na ang Iran sa atake ng Israel na tinawag na Operation Rising Lion. Sa gitna ng gabi, nagliyab ang kalangitan ng Israel sa dami ng mga sumasabog na ballistic missiles mula sa Iran, kasabay ng pag-aktibo ng mga defense system ng Israel. Sa Tel Aviv, ayon sa mga paramedic, hindi bababa sa 5 katao ang nasugatan matapos tamaan ng mga debris at bahagi ng mga missiles. Sa kabutihang palad, wala namang naiulat na namatay sa naturang pag-atake. Kinumpirma ng Israeli media na mismong punong tanggapan ng Ministry of Defense ng Israel sa Tel Aviv ang tinamaan ng isang Iranian missile. Sa mga kuha pagkatapos ng pag-atake, makikita ang matinding pinsala sa lugar. Isa itong malinaw na direktang tama, pero mas lalong nakakabahala ang kasunod na mga pahayag. Bago pa man mangyari ang pag-ataking ito ng Iran, nagbabala na ang Israel. Kapag inatake ng Iran ang mga sibilyan sa kanilang bansa, gaganti sila sa pamamagitan ng pag-target sa mga oil at gas facility ng Iran. Sa nakaraang operasyon, nakatutok lang ang Israel sa mga nuclear facility ng Iran, pati na rin sa mga air defense at mga leader ng militar. Hindi pa nila ginagalaw ang mga oil asset ng Iran, na siyang isa sa kakaunting pinagkukunan ng kita ng bansa, lalo na't halos isang dekada na itong binabayo ng mga international sanctions. Ngayon mukhang posibleng tumaas pa ang tensyon at sumiklab ng mas malala ang sigalot. At ito naman ang naging mensahe ni Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu para sa mga mamamayang Israeli at sa sambayan ng Iranian matapos ang pag-atake ng Iran.
Tonight I wish to speak to you, the proud people of Iran. We're in the midst of one of the greatest military operations in history, Operation Rising Lion. The Islamic regime, which has oppressed you for nearly 50 years, threatens to destroy my country, the State of Israel. The objective of Israel's military operation is to remove this threat, both the nuclear threat and the ballistic missile threat to Israel. And as we achieve our objectives, we're also clearing the path for you to achieve your objective, which is freedom. In the past 24 hours, we've taken out top military commanders, senior nuclear scientists, the Islamic regime's most significant enrichment facility, and a large portion of its ballistic missile arsenal. More is on the way. The regime doesn't know what hit them. They don't know what will hit them. The nation of Iran and the nation of Israel have been true friends since the days of Cyrus the Great. And the time has come for you to unite around your flag and your historic legacy by standing up for your freedom from an evil and oppressive regime. It has never been weaker. This is your opportunity to stand up and let your voices be heard. Woman, life, freedom. Zan, Zandegi, Azadi. As I said yesterday and many times before, Israel's fight is not with you. It's not with you, the brave people of Iran whom we respect and admire. Our fight is with our common enemy, a murderous regime that both oppresses you and impoverishes you. Brave people of Iran, your light will defeat the darkness. I'm with you. The people of Israel are with you.
Bago pa man isinagawa ang retaliation strike, sumiklab na ang isang kilos protesta sa Iran. Marami ang naghinala na ang protesta ay laban mismo sa kanilang gobyerno. Narito ang mga detalye.
This is the scene in Tehran today. Hundreds of people in the streets protesting Israeli strikes and chanting death to Israel. But we should keep in mind that while many Iranians may hate Israel, they also hate their brutally oppressive regime. The mullahs who ban any freedom of oppression, hang gay people from cranes, torture and kill political opponents, execute people for vague reasons with no trials. I mean, people vanish in that country all the time. Many people in that country have been longing for a secular, more Western style of government for decades. And Senator, you and I have talked about this in the past. You know, you had what we thought was going to be a green revolution, and the Clintons didn't make their way to make that happen. Like, what happens today? Can there be something to get these people to advocate for themselves? And maybe they won't love Israel, but they've got to see that their oppressors are not going away without a fight.
Absolutely, Harris, and we have discussed this in the past. The people of Iran have been oppressed for so long. Think many decades ago when this was a thriving nation with more westernized ideas and values, where women could work and appear in the streets. They had great science programs, you name it. But it is not like that any longer. So many people are oppressed. There's a very definitive class system there. And I think this is an incredible opportunity for the people of Iran to rise up against their oppressors. There are many people that have been thrown out of the country. Those that don't escape, as you mentioned, they end up in a missing status. The civil rights abuses are atrocious. Now is a time, this is a moment in history to right this nation.
At sa mga hindi nakaalam kung bakit ginawa ito ng Iran sa Israel, ay muli nating i-play ang video na ito para nga naman pare-parehas nating maunawaan ang punot dulo ng gantihang ito.
These strikes took place with dozens of Israeli jets in the skies over Iran. The Prime Minister saying that the Natanz nuclear facility, this is the main enrichment site for Iran's nuclear program, was targeted in these strikes along with a number of other locations.
Hindi ito basta-bastang balita. Matagal nang usap-usapan na posibleng umatake ang Israel sa mga nuclear site ng Iran. Pero walang nakaasahan na mangyayari ito ng ganito kabilis at matindi. Tulad ng nakikita ninyo sa inyong screen, kumpirmado na maraming matataas na opisyal ng Iran, kabilang ang mga leader ng Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps o IRGC ang napatay sa operasyon. Isa na rito ang itinuturing na pinakamataas na pinuno ng IRGC na si Hussein Salami. Ayon na rin sa ulat ng Iranian media ilang oras matapos ang pag-atake. May mga ulat din na habang isinasagawa ang airstrike, nagsagawa rin ng Mossad, ang Israeli Intelligence Agency, ng isang covert operation upang sirain ang mga missile system at air defense units ng Iran. Bagamat hindi pa kumpirmado ang mga detalye, malinaw na hindi ito inaasahan ng Iranian government. Ayon sa mga ulat, nagsimula ang kaguluhan bandang 3:00 ng madaling araw sa Tehran.
Breaking news today, there are reports of explosions in the northeast of Tehran. According to Iranian media, the Israeli Air Force has carried out a strike in Iran. Israel is calling it preemptive strikes. A state of emergency has been declared in Israel as well. Iran residents were woken up at 3 a.m. by warning sirens and phone alerts stating changes to the home front, commands in Israel and warning of a retaliation from Iran. Unnamed US officials say the US did not assist in the attack. And this is the latest from our colleagues at Fox News.
We can confirm tonight the Israelis are striking Iranian territory, targeting the country's nuclear program. This comes just 2 days before a 6th round of conversations were set to take place between U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Iranian officials in Oman. President Trump spoke today about the situation, the tension across the region, saying that he was hoping for a deal and hoping that diplomacy would prevail. He has consistently talked about the diplomatic efforts that have been made by the Trump administration. And this is important to note because when we look at the information that we're receiving right now, one U.S. official telling Fox News tonight that the United States was not involved in these strikes that took place against Iranian nuclear facilities and long-range missile capabilities. Again, we expect these strikes to continue, possibly throughout this evening, and Israel right now is bracing for the possibility of Iranian retaliation.
Naglabas din ng pahayag si US State Secretary Marco Rubio. Aniya, nagdesisyon ng Israel na isagawa ang hakbang na ito ng mag-isa. Wala tayong kinalaman sa mga airstrike, pero malinaw kung gagalawin ng Iran ang alinmang US forces o interes. Hindi tayo magdadalawang isip na ipagtanggol ang ating sarili. Mga kababayan, malaki ang posibilidad na magtuloy-tuloy pa ang mga pag-atake at ang tensyon sa rehiyon ay lalong tumitindi. Kaya mahalagang manatili tayong alerto at maalam sa bawat paggalaw sa mga susunod na araw. Bago pa man mangyari ang pag-atake, tila alam na ng Estados Unidos na may malaking ang mangyayari. Isang araw bago ang strike, naglabas ng anunsyo ang US State Department at Defense Department sa lahat ng base militar sa gitnang silangan. Sinabi nilang pwede nang lumikas ang lahat ng pamilya at civilian staff kung gugustuhin nila. Kasabay nito, isinara na rin ang US Embassy sa Iraq at inilikas ang lahat ng tauhan. Ngayon makikita natin kung bakit nila ginawa ito. Ilang araw bago ang atake, inilipat ng US ang 20,000 anti-drone missiles na orihinal na para sa Ukraine patungong gitnang silangan. Nang lumabas ang balitang ito, maraming nadismaya. Marami ang nagtaka kung bakit inurong ang suporta sa Ukraine. Pero ngayon malinaw. Alam ng US na mas malaki ang banta sa Middle East kaysa sa Ukraine. Balikan natin. Noong unang termino ni Pangulong Trump, pinatumba niya ang IRGC commander na si Qasem Soleimani. Bilang ganti, gumamit ang Iran ng Shahed drones at missiles para atakihin ang mga base ng US sa gitnang silangan. Ngayon mas handa na ang US. Lahat ng base ay naka-alerto kumpleto sa armas at handang RUMESBAK. Makikita rin sa screen ng mapa ng Iran at ang mga lokasyon ng kanilang nuclear facilities. Dalawa sa pinaka-sentral na pasilidad ang tinamaan, ang Natanz at Fordow. Parehong nasa gitnang bahagi ng bansa. Meron din tayong kuha mula sa Natanz facility. Sa video, kitang-kita ang apoy na lumalabas mula sa lupa. Posible itong senyalis na ang pasilidad ay nasa ilalim ng lupa, tulad ng matagal ng hinala ng mga intelligence analysts. Ayon sa ulat, ang lalim nito ay nasa 100 metro o halos 330 talampakan sa ilalim ng lupa. Kung nagawang atakihin ito ng Israel, malaking bagay ito. Malaki ang posibilidad na ginamit dito ang mga F-35 stealth jets ng Israel para maabot ang target na yun. Kung totoo man ang lahat ng ito, malinaw ang mensahe. Wala nang ligtas na lugar para sa programang nuklear ng Iran.
For years, the Iranian regime has called for the destruction of the state of Israel, planning and advancing concrete military plans to do so. Over the past few months, intelligence has shown that Iran is closer than ever to obtaining a nuclear weapon. This morning, the IDF began preemptive and precise strikes targeting the Iranian nuclear program in order to prevent the Iranian regime's ability to build a nuclear bomb in the immediate time frame. We have no choice. We are operating against an imminent and existential threat. We cannot allow the Iranian regime to obtain a nuclear weapon that would be a danger to Israel and the entire world. This operation is for our right to exist here, for our future and for our children's future. The State of Israel has the right and the obligation to operate in order to protect its people and will continue to do so. The IDF conducted significant preparations for this operation. We are well prepared both in defense and offense to defend ourselves.
The Jewish state refuses to be a victim of a nuclear holocaust perpetrated by the Iranian regime. Now, as Prime Minister, I've made it clear time and again, Israel will never allow those who call for our annihilation to develop the means to achieve that goal. Tonight, Israel backs those words with action. We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear enrichment program. We struck at the heart of Iran's nuclear weaponization program. We targeted Iran's main enrichment facility in Natanz. We targeted Iran's leading nuclear scientists working on the Iranian bomb. We also struck at the heart of Iran's ballistic missile program. Last year, Iran fired 300 ballistic missiles at Israel. Each of these missiles carries a ton of explosives and threatens the lives of hundreds of people. Soon, those missiles could carry a nuclear payload, threatening the lives not of hundreds, but of millions. Iran is gearing up to produce 10,000 of those ballistic missiles within 3 years. Now just imagine 10,000 tons of TNT landing on a country the size of New Jersey. This is an intolerable threat. It too must be stopped. Iran is now working on what it calls the new plan to destroy Israel. You see, the old plan failed. Iran and its proxies tried to encircle Israel with a ring of fire and to attack us with the horrible attack of October 7th. But the people of Israel, the soldiers of Israel, rose like lions to defend our country. We crushed Hamas, we devastated Hezbollah, we hit Iranian proxies in Syria and Yemen. And when Iran directly attacked us twice last year, we struck back inside Iran itself. Yet in defending ourselves, we also defend others. We defend our Arab neighbors. They too have suffered from Iran's campaign of chaos and carnage. Our actions against Iran's proxy Hezbollah led to the establishment of a new government in Lebanon and the collapse of Assad's murderous regime in Syria. The peoples of those two countries now have a chance for a different future, a better future. So too do the brave people of Iran, and I have a message for them. Our fight is not with you. Our fight is with the brutal dictatorship that has oppressed you for 46 years. I believe that the day of your liberation is near. And when that happens, the great friendship between our two ancient peoples will flourish once again. I want to assure the civilized world, we will not let the world's most dangerous regime get the world's most dangerous weapons. And Iran plans to give those weapons, nuclear weapons, to its terrorist proxies. That would make the nightmare of nuclear terrorism all too real. The increasing range of Iran's ballistic missiles would bring that nuclear nightmare to the cities of Europe and eventually to America. Remember, Iran calls Israel the small Satan. It calls America the great Satan. And this is why for decades it's led millions in the chants of death to Israel and death to America. Today, Israel is responding to those genocidal calls with action and with a call of our own. Long live Israel and long live America. Our action will help make the world a much safer place. I want to thank President Trump for his leadership in confronting Iran's nuclear weapons program. He has made clear time and again that Iran cannot have a nuclear enrichment program. Today, it is clear that Iran is just buying for time. It refuses to agree to this basic requirement of peaceful nations. That is why we have no choice but to act, and act now. The hardest decision any leader has to make is to thwart a danger before it is fully materialized. Nearly a century ago, facing the Nazis, a generation of leaders failed to act in time. They were paralyzed by the horrors of World War I. They were determined to avoid war at all costs, and they got the worst war ever. They adopted a policy of appeasement. They closed their eyes and ears to all the warning signs. That failure to act resulted in World War II, the deadliest war in history. It claimed the lives of 60 million, including 6 million Jews, a third of my people. After that war, the Jewish people and the Jewish state vowed never again. Well, never again is now. Today, Israel has shown that we have learned the lessons of history. When enemies vow to destroy you, believe them. When enemies build weapons of mass death, stop them. As the Bible teaches us, when someone comes to kill you, rise and act first. This is exactly what Israel has done today. We have risen like lions to defend ourselves. Over 3,000 years ago, Moses gave the people of Israel a message that has steeled their resolve ever since. Be strong and courageous, he said. Today, our strong and courageous soldiers and people stand together to defend ourselves against those who seek our destruction. And by defending ourselves, we defend many others, and we roll back a murderous tyranny. Generations from now, history will record that our generation stood its ground, acted in time, and secured our common future. May God bless Israel. May God bless the forces of civilization everywhere. Thank you.
Mr. President, how imminent is an Israeli strike on Iran?
Well, I don't want to say imminent, but it looks like it's something that could very well happen. Look, it's very simple, not complicated. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Other than that, I want them to be successful. I want them to be tremendous. We'll help them be successful. We'll trade with them. We'll do whatever is necessary. You know, I stopped a war between India and Pakistan. And I stopped it with trade. Nobody, I don't think I've ever seen a story written about it, but it was pretty cool. They were getting ready. Pakistan was their turn to hit, and eventually they're going to go nuclear. And I stopped it. I called each. I respect each leader greatly. I know them. And I spoke to them, and I talked about trade. I said, but you're not trading with us if you're going to go to war, if you're going to start throwing nuclear weapons around. And I said it to both of them, and they were both unbelievable, actually. They understood it exactly. They stopped. I stopped that war with phone calls and trade. And India's here right now negotiating a trade deal, and Pakistan's coming, I think, next week. And I'm very proud of that. Nobody died. Nobody, the nuclear weapons, they each have very severe, very substantial numbers of nuclear weapons. And I think we should get some credit for that.